Welcome to the podcast Beyond Bits and Bytes, brought to you by Bistec Global. Welcome back to you if you have listened to our podcast before, or welcome if you are a new listener joining us for the first time. Beyond Bits and Bytes is a podcast designed to raise your awareness of the latest technologies. Its aim is to share new thinking and discoveries and help you become more productive as an individual, professional, or entrepreneur. Mr. Global is a technology solutions provider, a Microsoft Gold partner. Our services include software development, cloud computing, quality assurance, and data engineering. My name is Mervin Silva. I have worked in the IT industry for the past 3.5 decades. Today, we are thrilled to have a special guest to share his experience with us. Let me introduce Marlon de Cruz, the founder and chairman of Bistec Global. Marlon, thank you for joining us today. It's our pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you, Marine. It's great to be here, and thanks for having me on the show here.
Marlon, you are a global business growth mentor, offering your expertise and technology support to drive client success. And I understand you are a thought leader in your field, and I have a few questions to pursue to rack your brain on this subject of thought leadership. Now, technology is a rapidly changing field. As a thought leader, how do you keep yourself up to date to remain relevant and effective?
Yeah, it's a good one. So, how do you keep yourself relevant? So, there's, I guess, from a leadership point of view. So, we run a technology company, Marine, as you know. So,
Indeed,
technology is always evolving,
indeed.
and as we are, leading humans and hearts, we call them in our
Mm,
business.
mm,
So the needs of humans and hearts also are evolving. So the
yeah,
whole landscape is, ever evolving, from a organization, culture, and a technology point of view. So very rightly you asked, like, it's a pretty good question. So how do I keep in top of technology? So that maybe I'll tackle that one first.
mm,
So we have, I call it a mastermind or brains trust. So we have a couple of partners, business partners, and
yeah,
in leadership team within the organization. And I have created a couple of them outside the organization that I discuss these topics. I read a little bit. I
yeah,
watch the something like Bloomberg and some of the technology news that's online on pay TV or whatever, if you want to call it.
yeah,
So they're more like, spend the time consuming that information that I choose what I need to. So I spend very little time on social media
yeah,
and different channels.
yeah,
Because I think I decide on what I want to consume. So that's one component of it. And the other
yeah,
ones, it comes down to few mantras that I have that I try and live by and operate by.
yeah,
So one of them is at least learning for half an hour every day.
yeah,
Um, so what I learn about old techniques, new techniques
yeah,
in how we strategize or how we use, let's call it mental strategies to
yeah,
make our world better. So our
yeah.
surroundings, our neighborhood, our organization. So I spend time picking up that information and also sharing that with them. So I think don't be surprised if I send you a book to read or
Yeah,
or a link to So I do that a lot with people that I mentor and
yeah,
even in my organization. So if there's someone or some area going through a bit of a growth phase or a difficult phase, I'll be focusing on trying to help them with that. And
brilliant. Yeah,
yeah.
you shared a number of very interesting things. You're a disciplined reader, and you through networking and following very selected channels, which you want to keep on top of. Thank you. That's very, very helpful, Marlon. Moving on, what's your perspective? What's your take on the future of the IT industry?
Um, yeah, future of IT industry. So at the moment, the IT industry or the landscape, and the
Yeah,
platforms have gone away from we call it traditional, data center,
yeah,
and technology that ran, on in your office or
yeah,
around like your spaces. So
yeah,
now everything's gone to the cloud. So everyone thinks,
indeed.
okay, cloud means that it's in the clouds. It's not.
Yeah,
It's still sitting in a lot of computers, but they're
yeah,
all collected together in big data centers. So
yeah,
cloud is formed by massive pools of compute, massive pools of storage, and they take a lot of energy and a lot of consumption. So, for example, like I think let's say something like ChatGPT was a OpenAI product.
yeah,
To do
yes,
one training run,
yeah, yeah,
then they need like $100 million to just do a session of one training of that platform. So where this is going is towards the technology maybe simplified. I think
yeah,
technology is going towards that. The big companies, providing platforms and things and simplifying it for us to consume. So
yeah,
as a technology organization,
yeah,
our job, I think, one of the jobs is to help businesses and people who need to use technology to simplify it
yeah,
and to provide software that helps them do their business much
yeah,
efficiently and easier, and
yeah,
not having technical issues, dramas, design things. So most of the software these days are we call them software as a service, SaaS,
yeah, yeah,
that helps them consume it. There is no major outlays of what do you call money
capital.
that you had to put capital you had to do like before. So those are done
Yes,
by the big companies, and they are in
yes,
publicly listed. So yeah, where technology is going is to use a lot of artificial intelligence, AI, generative AI stuff.
mm,
Where the world, I think, we will be seeing a lot of applications helping
yeah,
helping us do our day-to-day chores, jobs, and business activities easier. So
yeah.
yeah, I'll leave it there.
No, that's brilliant. I picked up three thoughts from you. One is you saw the world is moving very much onto cloud. Gone are
Hmm.
the days having banks of computers and servers on site. So rather than owning, you can lease, you can buy, rent into the spaces the big companies have invested. You did refer to things like ChatGPT, AI, that is sort of simplifying, making things easier. And uh, technology providers, thought leaders like ourselves, the role is to reach it to the business world, help them unravel, get, let them operate more efficiently. So you're a bit of an evangelist, getting that message across, winning people over to help them do a better job. Right, great. Let's move on. Next one is you are also known for your networking and influencing skills and the work you do in that area. So, in your experience, how can networking help a business to stay competitive?
Yeah, that's a very, very, I think, relevant and powerful question. So I think I see networking as genuinely being available to help people.
Yeah,
For me, it's about connecting and talking, meeting like-minded people,
yeah,
individuals who are running businesses or charities, or even people who are retired or not doing anything. So for
mm,
me, networking is about giving. Let's call it. Let me rephrase this correctly. Networking is about the ability or the opportunity for me to
yeah,
give value to businesses and people. So
yeah,
so how do you use that to be relevant, or is it like so I think anyone who's a leader or a business owner or a founder for that matter, or an employee, your networking should be authentic and genuine.
yeah,
The reasons that you're doing it, And if
yeah,
you're just trying to sell something, you're not going to go get very far, because
yeah,
at the end of the day, it stops at that particular point or thing. So if you have a
yeah,
really powerful, service or value added service, and uh, uh, you know, you like connecting with people
yeah,
and businesses, then I think networking helps stay current. It helps you to be active. It helps you to be, always looking out what people. So, for example, as a technology company, Marvin, at this point in time, we are
yeah,
looking for POCs, let's call it, right? Proof of
yeah,
concepts, or let's call it use cases. So we are looking
yeah,
for AI use cases, meaning like
yeah,
how can we help companies or individuals with, let's say, generative AI
yeah,
technology to help their businesses. So
yeah,
when you do networking, you find out these things. You find out what they need. You find out
yeah,
what the gaps are,
yeah.
and it gives us opportunity to go back to them and go, you know what, we thought about this. Here's what we can do. Like so,
Oh, I
so
see.
sometimes
Yeah.
even without them knowing. So if you can
Mm,
provide someone help and assistance and growth
yeah.
ideas without them asking you, I think
Right.
then they're like, wow, you gone over and beyond. So that's one of
Yeah.
my key characteristics, if you want to call it.
Brilliant.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
just totally be outwardly giving and helping people and businesses to try and take them to the next level.
Yeah. So I can see the with all the work and efforts you put into keeping yourself up to date with technology, what's happening on the horizons there, and this network of businesses that you spend time with and have an empathy with, you can understand and say, right, guys, how about this to for you to do something that you're struggling to, or more be more efficient. So in a way, surprise them with a possibility, and
Yeah.
perhaps without thinking,
Hmm.
you got them to think, hang on a minute, oh, I see, this technology can work for me, right? Oh, I see.
Exactly.
That's you. That's yeah, brilliant,
Mm.
brilliant.
And also,
Yeah,
I think one thing to add on that is, so like it's funny, like so Tony Robbins coins this
yeah,
because I really like the man. So he says most people are suffering their possibilities. So
yeah,
that means that like they don't understand, or they're struggling with something that they need support with. So
yeah,
I think for me, networking is about opening or taking, I don't know, let's call it, taking the opportunities and possibilities forward for others and connecting them to each other also. So I have a lot of,
right, yes,
in the network, I have like other sales coaches and marketing people and
yeah.
wellness people and organization development. So these all become very close friends, and they're collective. As a collective, then you even have a much stronger opportunity to help businesses in all the areas. So
So
yeah,
bit of brokering, matchmaking in the meantime. Yeah, bring
absolutely, yeah, yeah,
suitable people together to help each other. So yeah, there may not be anything for you there, but the overall satisfaction and yeah,
yeah.
it's more yeah, brilliant.
Seeing the growth is what makes me very happy. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, how do you build and maintain? What do you do to maintain strong professional relationships in networking?
So that's a tricky one because you have limited time. I think
Yes.
in how we go about do things. So keeping you have to have a, I guess, a Rolodex that you can roll and look, and
Yeah.
then keep in touch. So I would say that keeping notes of your contacts and things, like for example, Marine, like your children and your grandchildren and things like that. Like
Yeah.
so if I can remember them, I can
Yeah.
relate to. I can. So you have to have a mechanism to make sure that you keep in touch with people regularly. So
Yeah.
few mechanisms. So one is
Yeah.
to create events, like for example our very famous Thank God It's Friday event
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
helps us bring. multiple parties that are friends,
Yeah.
customers, prospects,
Yeah. Yeah.
partners together. So
Yeah.
then instead of trying to meet 30, 40 people individually, it's a great
Yeah.
opportunity to, catch up with
Yeah.
30 at the same time.
Yeah.
So these are like little mechanisms. And yeah, definitely I mean, if you have a bigger network and you want to spend more time, you definitely, individually struggle with it. So you have to then create a
Indeed.
bit of a, um, yeah. So in our case, we have multiple business partners. I mean,
Yeah.
you are in the UK, so if you have someone that I need to go meet in UK, I ask you to do that for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not only personally, but I think as a ecosystem, then you extend that network within the individuals in the organization or in the community. In the committee
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's very much a conscious decision of series of actions, keeping the key information there available to you because you deal with a lot of people
Yeah.
and follow them up, and that shows that you care, you remember, and yeah, people matter. And then the other one is events to bring people together because relating to individuals is quite time
Yeah.
consuming. Thank you. There are
And
two very
one
yeah,
one thing to add to that, right, is that typically as we have, so humans are social animals, right? So this
yeah,
COVID, all these things that happen, the pandemic, really,
yeah,
we did social distancing and stuff that has caused a lot of anxiety and pain for a lot of people.
indeed.
Some of the younger generation don't want to go and meet or talk to anyone because they're a bit worried about it. So I think,
Yes,
everyone should just get out and about and go meet people, even,
yeah,
you know, in the network events and stuff, you'll randomly meet some cool people. So I think
yeah,
that, if you reach out to without agenda and you want to be helpful and you want to be a good human, that
yeah.
definitely is a key ingredient of, good and powerful networking and building strong and everlasting relationships there.
Right, right. Now, some people haven't got that confidence to reach out, whereas it comes to you naturally. And
Yeah.
with practice, it's easier. Yes, that's a useful tip to have. Let's move on to the other area of technology trends we talked about already, but to the area that alluded to earlier on, which is the artificial intelligence and in particular chat GPT. And how are you leveraging AI to drive innovation in your own organization?
Okay. Yes, I think this one's like a pretty interesting topic because there's a lot of different debate going on at the moment.
Yeah,
So in our organization, we are not a very, I guess, a sophisticated, large company. So we have some tools and technology to help us with engagement with staff and some of the technological thing that we run some projects and stuff like that. So it's
yeah,
not I would say the and we have done a lot of use cases and demos to show our customers and prospects about
yeah,
how AI can be used. For example,
yeah,
like there's a there's a program that we call it, the I think agent, the team calls it.
yeah,
So basically, if a consultant wants to, let's say, create a business case for a technology company and an
yeah,
operational plan, basically
yeah.
you give this instruction to the two
Agent.
agents in the within the generative AI machine,
Mm,
and then they
mm,
start talking to each other. And one will first
yeah,
list the org structure, then the other one will go and fill up the org structure with all the things, and then so
yeah,
at the end you see this thing talking to each other, and it's pretty cool to see. So there are like few little things like that, but AI definitely in any organization,
mm.
it's about like it's the AI is not going to take away jobs and rule the world. That's not going to happen anytime
No,
soon.
no, yeah,
So this happened when the internet came. Everyone said, "Oh my God, we're going to lose our jobs." Now
yeah,
we can't even put our maybe TV on without internet, right? Like we
yes,
can't do anything. So everything is based on that these days, right? So very soon you won't be able to, if the mobile network goes off, you won't be able to eat or you won't be able to spend any money because
Yeah.
everything is
Yes.
connected to that, right? So,
Yeah. So
so
dependent.
yeah, so I think AI is going to be part of our everyday life.
Yeah.
And so companies like Facebook, Apple, Google,
Yeah.
some of the mainstream companies have been using AI,
Yeah.
uh, like in a private scale, in the
Yeah.
last 10, 15 years. So if you look at your phone, Siri is based on AI. If you look at
Yeah.
your Google engines and things like that, and all the other bits that work behind it, it's based on, some AI. So how we can do help is basically, if you have a business and you have some processes, some analytics, some uh, things that you do either for internally, like let's say you have your management team and your structure that you need, some of this data that you have in different reporting, to talk
Yeah.
to each other and
Yeah.
find out what's the correlation. For example,
Yeah.
we can look at that and run some AI tools to actually show you that straight away. So more and more, I'm having discussions with people about their need,
Yes.
and I think what I would say to anyone who's watching this is that don't be shy to ask to see
Yeah.
what we can do with the data, because for
Yes.
example, like if we apply like a model, for example, let's
Mm.
say you have
Mm.
staff, rostering and stuff like that, right? So you want to know during the holidays when you live in UK. So let's say
Yeah.
for winter and summer, what is the difference in the so basically I can use a generative AI engine and overlay the weather patterns, the holiday patterns,
Yeah.
yeah, and
Yes.
it basically
Yeah.
spit out next year's how many people are going to take leave, how many people are going
Right.
to be needed, how many people left the company or joined the company based on certain
Yeah.
things. So these things are like, so it's not about like, yeah, I call it AI is actual intelligence done in a
Yeah.
fast, massive scale. So
Yeah.
it's a full capacity of a human brain
Yeah.
into multiple speeds, because the computer, pumping out that insight. So I
Yeah.
think that if we as leaders and business owners and people in the community
Yeah.
have actionable insights. So actionable
Yeah.
insights are like insights that we can do to
Do
make
something
things
about.
better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
it's much better for everyone. So
Yeah.
my theory there is that AI, software and products are going to be the one that's everyone's focusing on,
Yeah.
and not because of it's just AI. It's because that's
Yeah.
that's the current need. We want to do things
Yeah.
better. We want to understand the relationships between that department and this department and everything. So I think that's a pretty long answer to your question, but
Yeah.
and it's definitely not going to take over the world and remove all your jobs. I think it's going to make our
Yeah.
jobs easier, and then we
Yeah.
can focus on more other things. So that's my view
Right.
on
That's a little essay, but it was quite comprehensive
it.
about your grasp and your view of AI, what it's doing, and how it can be used. Thank you, Marlon. I'm moving on account of time to a little bit more personal area.
Mhm.
You as a company chairman, a founder, and a networking person, and so on. Marlon, the person, what gives you the most satisfaction in life? What makes you
Yeah.
get up in the morning, in other words?
So to get up in the morning, I'm pretty much motivated because every day I think it's an opportunity to live our lives to the fullest. So and I have, so I have this concept. I call it the connected hearts concept.
Yeah,
So all the people in my family, in my own family, in our Bistec global family, and
yeah,
extended teams, we all have. I don't know. Each person has about 20 to 30 people that we know that we are attached to
yeah,
closely, that
yeah,
are concerned or have some kind of love, for what we are, what we do.
yeah,
So for
yeah,
me, that number is like maybe, I don't know, 50 to 100,000 hearts,
yeah,
they're
yeah,
connected because I know a lot of people. So So when I wake
Yeah.
up in the morning, I think about all of them, and I think about my role in what I do to help anyone.
Yeah.
So if an organization has, let's say, the 3,000 staff, and we are doing some technology work, I think about all those 3,000 people and the 30 people behind each 3,000 people. So
Yeah.
for me, there is no dull day, there is no sick day, there is no ill day, because I love to do what I need to do. And then
Yeah.
based on that, I can't indulge on my own thing. So
Yeah.
yeah. So for me, that it's about looking at that, the growth, the outward gift of giving, and then apart from that, like I think my immediate circle of team members and people, seeing them flourish and
Mm.
seeing them grow, like it's a
Mm.
simple one, but and
Yeah.
yeah, and I really appreciate that. And when something great happens, I really take stock of it and feel very happy. So
Mm. So you have a considerable network and you are very conscious in different organizations, the actions you take, how it helps them grow and improve. So
yeah,
that is the thing that keeps you motivated,
yeah.
wanting to do. Really. Yeah.
And then the
Okay.
final bit of that, Marvin, is that I think that in 100 years, if we do
Yes.
this correctly, you could
Yeah.
reach tens of millions of hearts
Indeed. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
you positively impact. Yeah, so that we can't measure because we're not going to live for another 100 years, I guess,
Yeah.
unless there's some
Yeah.
technology that come and AI comes and makes us live for 300. But
Yes.
that is the plan. That is what I do every day.
Brilliant. Okay. I got two last questions for you. The first
Hmm.
one is, looking back, what has been your greatest achievement to date?
And greatest achievement is, I think, yeah, collecting and working with, successfully working. And really, I don't know, people, if someone says wow to me, go, wow,
Yeah.
Marlon, that's awesome. Wow, that's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that is my goal. So my
Yeah.
achievement is someone, and every time it happens, it's like a new thing. So for
Yeah.
example, like I have in my mailbox, I have a folder called the thank you folder. So anytime
Right.
someone thanks me, someone
Yeah.
gives me gratitude, I put it in there. And
Yeah.
when I go around, let's say traveling, or when I go
Yeah.
somewhere, I go out of my way. I've
Yeah.
created a little program called Make a Day Brighter, and that's
Yeah.
about giving gratitude and going out of my way to make people's days brighter. So if we all, let's say we're close to 8 billion, I think, people, humans in there
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
and every person made someone's day brighter, then we have,
Mm.
like, I don't know, something close to 2.5, 3 trillion uh, days brighter. So
Right.
so yeah, so I think for me, that notion of paying it forward, making it brighter,
Yeah.
is my, and for example, in our BizTech global company itself, we have everything that we do is related to hearts. Okay,
Yeah.
so I
Yeah.
would say that is one of my greatest achievements in sharing that vision and people following it and genuinely, like, caring for each other.
A,
And yeah.
a, a business consisting of hearts
Hmm. Yeah.
set on delighting your customers.
Yes.
Okay.
So
I'm putting words in your mouth, but that's how sort of I hear it as. Yes. Okay.
yeah, and it's not easy to maintain that, obviously, because
Yeah.
the world is that it thinks in a different way. It doesn't
Yeah.
revolve in a different way. It revolves the same way as we
Yes.
all standing on it on opposite sides. But
Yes.
it's just how we perceive it. So if we can change the
Yes.
perception of many,
Yes.
that's a goal. That's my, I think, greatest achievement.
Yes. So you, I think,
It's a work
listening
in
to, I get the
progress.
feeling. Yes, get the feeling you are one of those people who always see it not half empty but half full. Wherever you look, the glass is half full. Mm,
Yeah, yeah. It's always full.
always full. Okay.
Yeah.
Marlon, What would you like your legacy to be?
So this is a good one. I think people go, like I'll ask you what is the legacy. So I think legacy is something that follows you. You can't
Yeah,
you can't buy a legacy. I guess you can these days. You can go buy a charity or something like that and create something. But a genuine legacy is left by a void when you're gone. That's how I look at
mm,
it. And not a void of being someone being sad that you're gone, but going,
mm,
wow,
mm,
yeah, he or she did something great, and you know what I mean. So,
yeah,
so I think if I can keep doing, what makes me happy, then
yeah,
I think the legacy will be, the people who remember that, and that's about it. I think, yeah. So,
yes,
like, I don't think that specifically I can say it, but I think I'll be. One of my, visions is to, I would say, help educate and have better medical conditions for people.
yeah,
So if someone like needs surgery, or needs like literal education and spiritual education, so if you can bring that up together, then everyone lives a more peaceful life. There's less crime, there's less cheating and stealing, from
yeah,
what I can gather from on the demographic information that we can get from any specific or non-specific place.
yeah,
Yeah, so I think that will be a legacy to create a charity in the name of my aunt, who
mm,
passed away recently, Sister Thomas Aquinas. So
right,
that's on my bucket list.
right.
Yeah, so that'll be part of that, I guess. Yeah.
So to leave what did you say? A happier place, better place, or healthier place?
Yeah, happy place, and then also create like opportunity for learning,
Yeah,
learning spiritually and literal, like numeracy and literacy, and improving that, and
yeah,
also providing like people who need medical, um, increase the medical standards, I guess, so from the
yeah,
various places that, for example, like in Australia versus somewhere like in a developing country that
yeah,
has different level. You know what I mean? So if you can bring
mm,
that, you worked a long time in the NHS, so you know
mm, mm,
the levels and standards. So I think yeah, that'll be if you can create that and impact millions of people, that will be the highest thing that I could achieve, I'd say. Yeah.
right. So to the sort of high standards you see elsewhere, make them
Hmm.
more commonly available, accessible to people who don't have it, the
Yeah.
access to knowledge as well as good healthcare.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sure it's a challenge, but it's doable, and particularly for a person like you with your networks and outlook and your drive, it's something very doable. Uh,
Thank you.
yeah. Thank you, Marlon, for your time. It's been a pleasure talking to you and getting an insight into your world and what motivates and drives you. Thank you.
No worries. Thank you very much, Marvin. And I always look forward to talking to you, and the great work you do. So yeah, anyone who wants more information, or we could be have any other questions, I'm sure we
Yeah,
can do another session if you need to. So looking forward to meeting all the people and spending some time with you too quickly. Hopefully soon, Marvin. Yeah.
indeed. That will be lovely. All the
Yeah.
best, Marlon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.